Now, watch this. Watch this real quick. Real quick, for those of you that's writing stuff down, you're going to write this down. Watch this. I will not live my life from what I see, but I'm going to live my life from what I saw. I'm going to explain that. Life will be lived from what you saw and not what you see. I'm going to explain that. Because God's original intention is always his final decision. God did not make a mistake when he spoke to you. And you thought, he spoke to me because I was in my good years. That's been your problem. You thought you were in your good years that convinced God to bless you. Well, the scripture says before you entered into your mother's womb, he had already predestined you for greatness. Everybody say predestined for greatness. Now, here's why I must live my life from what I saw and not what I see. Because if I live by what I see, it's automatically going to confuse me on what I saw. And God showed you something in a dream or a vision, and he says, that's what I want you to go for, is what you saw, and close your eyes to what you see. It's about to get good for you because you're going to go and say, I'm living by what I saw. Now, my spiritual history is much more important than my natural history. Because when you deal with your natural history, it ain't good. All of us. Was Pastor Duran at? He was telling and reading all our mail. But when I live from my spiritual history, it's all good. Because it's the God part of me. So I'm going to live by what I saw, and I'm going to close my eyes to what I see. Because you can testify that, Pastor, it don't look good right now. That's why he said, don't live by what you see. Go back in and let me remind you of what you saw. Sometimes you just got to close your eyes and let God say what God is going to say. And he'll tell you, don't be distracted by the outside noises right now. Close it down. Shut down. That's why it's so important that you close out the good people. Because it was the good part of the tree that deceived Eve, not the bad. Because God knows the enemy knows how to penetrate your force field. You got a sealed house, but there are certain people that come, you'll unlock every lock and say, come in. And you'll lock all of those enemies out, and you don't know that you just let them in the house. You just let them in your space. Amen. Now, I'm only talking to people that's ready to move on. Are you ready to move on? You're ready to move on. Now, this is very important. I won't live by what I see. So now here's the challenge. You got to stop saying what you see. Cut off what you see right now. Cut off what you see. I don't care how smart the people were that said it to you. Cut them off, okay? The doctors can say, I see. And you tell the doctor, I saw. Your lawyer say, I see. You tell them what I saw. I can't be where you are talking about if God has shown me in a vision where I'm going to be. I can't. How can I do both of them? If God has told me that this is what my life was, how can I be that? There's no way. And so now I got to stop being halted between two opinions. Whose report will you believe? Whose report will you believe? Ask yourself that question. Whose report will I believe? Now, that's a very powerful statement.